Alright, it is the next day. So I started getting everything off on the car yesterday, disassembling it, getting ready to pull the head. If you didn't see that video, I will put it down in the description, and that's where I took off the power steering pump, exhaust, the turbo. We're leaving the intake attached to the head, and we're just going to pull the head with the intake. So started unplugging all those stuff and made sure the intake to block bracket wasn't on. I don't think I'm missing anything. I also undid the distributor and stuff. I guess you could pull the head with the distributor. It doesn't make sense though. Just flop it over in the car. So yeah, everything lasted. Nothing got stolen, so that's good. Don't come steal stuff from my house. But let's pop it open. Ugh. Oh, no rust. That's always good. Yeah, I was a little worried about like rust and stuff, but well, it is aluminum head, but especially like the valve train and valve springs, and I guess it should be fine. It's got oil on it, so I was gonna soak it down with like some WD-40 or something if I couldn't. So yeah, let's see here. I gotta undo that fuel line, undo that line from the regulator, the throttle cable. And there's a plug right there. Let's get that. What's this guy down here? Oh, I need to undo that one. So, yeah, let's set this thing up. Alright, everything is unhooked from what I can tell. Gas lines, all the electrical lines, injectors, blah blah blah. So now it's time to do the head bolts, the head studs. The head bolts. So let's pop them out. Let me try to get a good spot right here. Alright, and for anybody that's wondering, the head bolts are a 14 metric. 14. So, yep. Alrighty, let's see here. Now, looking at the gasket, it looks like it's, I guess, blew through the coolant ports to this chamber, coolant port to that chamber. So it was definitely blowing compression through the coolant passages. The cylinders, let's see here. They don't look too bad. They don't have a heavy lip on them. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. I've seen better too, but I've definitely seen worse. So, yeah, that gasket though, can't tell what brand it is, but that gasket is done. So, throw that over there. And now just got to get the head disassembled, get the intake off of the head, and take it up to the machine shop. So. Alrighty, check it out. Look at those valves. Got a little bit of carbon buildup, but honestly I thought it was going to be worse than that, seeing that this motor had supposedly 300,000 miles on it. I mean, it's not bad. So intake side wasn't too bad either. I just need a new intake gasket. So, well, alrighty then. That's probably where I'm going to call it. I'm going to finish taking this head the rest of the way apart and put everything up for the night. So, alright, well, I got the head off as you saw. Got the intake off of it. It's a good idea, I didn't show you, but to take the sensors out of the head before you even take it to the machine shop. I'm friends with the guy at the machine shop. I've used them, I don't know, a handful of times. My dad used them for years. So he doesn't mind when I get there showing me what's what, but he always has to take the sensors out when he checks it and before he takes the valves out and resurfaces it. So I'm going to drop it off. I'm going to tell him to check it for any valve leaks, see if I need to get any seats reground or anything. I might do a set of stem seals. If he said they look bad, I'll just kind of leave that up to him, and then I'm definitely going to deck the head. Pretty much the bare minimum I can get away with checking it still being flat. So if I can get away with 10,000ths, let's do 10,000ths. So I'm definitely not going to go with a heavy deck or a heavy cut on the head, and just keep it simple. So I took the head bolts out, and I noticed some of the head bolts were a little bit harder to get out than others. So I definitely think that had something to do with the head gasket being blown. And the head's definitely been off that car because that bracket on the back was been removed and not put back on. So this car has definitely had work. Maybe not good work. It was good enough for while it was on motor, but the turbo definitely finds the problems. If you're going to have problems, a turbo will find them. So the plan is get me a OEM Honda gasket. I'll probably stop by Honda sometime next week, and the MLS metal layered steel head gasket, and then a set of ARP head studs. And I think that's pretty much going to be the magic recipe. So a couple people recommended doing a Honda intake gasket, the like thick one. I guess I'll go with that. I haven't ever used one. I don't even know if they're like expensive or not, but the intake manifold gasket is done. Like I pulled it and it pulled apart and it's done. So while I got it apart, I'm gonna do some new cam seals because I noticed one of my cam seals was tore, and that's probably where some of the oil was leaking from. And I think that's it. The timing belt. Normally, I would say, okay, let's go ahead and throw a water pump and a timing belt on it. But the timing belt looks in really, really good condition, like it was been changed in the last year or so. And the fact that the car was running out of time when I got it led me to believe that the guy probably sold it because he thought something was messed up with it after he got the timing belt done. And the water pump looks fairly clean, so it's probably been replaced too. I'm gonna roll the dice on that. I'm not scared of it because if it's a LS motor, so if the timing belt snaps or if it's out of time, like it was out of time, the valves actually won't touch the pistons. I don't know. Sometimes, if you read online, it'll say it's an interference motor, but mine was a perfect example. My car was running, driving, and it was like 3 teeth out on the timing. So they can obviously handle a little bit more than your average motor. Because like if you have a B16, K20, anything, and you're a couple teeth off, you're done. You got bent valves. You got to be going back to the machine shop. But I'm just rambling, so yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll be going to the machine shop here soon. So this is Brandon with Motornubs, and we are signing out.